Hello, greetings, my friends. This is Gilles. I wanted to come and wish you a good day, a good weekend, and I'm going to pull out some cards for this whole summer to see what's going on with the Casanova deck. But I'm going to talk about a few spiritual ideas. For if you're watching those videos, means you are on the spiritual ascension path. You're already there. Otherwise, those would have no meaning for you. So, what you want to do is when we eat, when we take fruits or we cut trees, when we work in nature, it is important to ask permission and see how it feels before we actually take from nature. Same thing with food. We want to bring our light and love into the food, into the drink. So we elevate the frequency, and there is consciousness within all things. So. And same thing when we acquire crystals, like crystal quartz, like those, for instance, I brought from Brazil. When you get a crystal, you want to feel it out. You want to see if it is meant for you, if it is for you. And so if it is for you, you will feel it. The crystal will resonate with you. And then you ask that the crystal be solely calibrated to your frequency. So even if anybody else touch it, they won't imprint some negative energy that you will have to feel later on. We're going to move into a time where we're going to still wear jewelry. I might do some jewelry as well, but it won't be jewelry to embellish ourselves and to show everybody else, look how pretty I am when I'm wearing those jewelry. For that will work as well. They will be beautiful jewelry, but it will be the jewelry that will be energized to increase your stability, to increase your well-being, to increase your power inside. We're going to utilize the power of mineral in the future. For we're preparing for a very powerful physical change in the earth, and we have to expect that there may be some natural catastrophes and events that the earth will have to do in order to awaken humanity. It's not about being fearful, it's about once we tune into our intuition, we'll always be guided and safe and protected. And so, and there may be some big secrets that come out to the collective consciousness that will be revealed about what's really been going on the Earth, and as well as about the space program, the secret space program. Some groups have stolen technology from extraterrestrial and developed those technologies rather than giving it to humanity that could have freed the world. They've selfishly kept it, and they might try to stage a fake extraterrestrial invasion. They've been trying to do that. I don't think they will succeed, but in case, do not fall into the trap. If that happens by the end of the year, for what we want to utilize our feeling to balance all the distortion from our past life. There is this one past life I had about 2,000 years ago. I need to balance out. There is all those energies that needs to be balanced. For life on the earth, when we come to choose to come on the earth, it is a full-time job. It's not a vacation. When we are born and we live our life at the beginning, we are living without really having to think about why we're here. But when we awaken, it becomes a real full-time job. It is what we seek is to move to a hard-based living where we are able to let go and flow and accept all the natural flow of things, rather than to find a mental solution to solve things by mental process. As we just need to turn always towards the light. When we turn towards the light, we are enlightened. That's as simple as that. If you have the sun, you turn towards the sun, you're enlightened. If you turn away from the sun, then you only see your shadow. So the shadow will always be there, but we don't have to look at it. We can always look towards the sun. It is far more useful, and so it is, and it is good to go into nature and to spend time outside without electronic, if possible. I'm going to pull a few cards and discuss about a few spiritual ideas. Talk about my friend the Christ. Beloved Sananda, Joshua, and for he's here with us, present as all time. For the situation for this summer is to discover joy. It is all about joy. It is about finding the soul connection, to be able to share, to enjoy. It's this childhood feeling of joy and celebration, and recreating our reality together, and making this co-creation a joyful process. What comes around the situation is the High Priestess. It is very much a card of intuition. It's working with the goddesses through the moon to balance out the emotional process, and to know that things will reveal themselves when it is the right time. What we see before us is we have to make certain decisions. It is the Two of Swords. It's a card of peace, but it is two swords. So it's like we have to make those decisions so the swords do not fight each other. Once we make the decision, we move into this dominion. in the subconscious, in the distant past, we came into our empowerment. It is the emperor. So it's about becoming, it's the hot seat. It's a seat, we understand our responsibility. And now we're moving into this, the present time is the king of sword. It is business. It is being organized. It is being empowered to do all the things we need to do, and to be logical, and to be sharp, and to trust ourselves. What's coming up in the near future, it is the Two of Cups. It is an exchange of love. It is this beautiful exchange of love and joy and two hearts that are becoming one. Our strength within the situation is the Two of Pentacles. It's about finding the balance. It's the card of change, but it's also the card of luck and providence, where we do not know what's going on, but we have to accept it. What is the deck of Casanova, the deck of Venice, so it's a bit erotical, romantic. What comes to us from the outside world is lack, is worry, is like suffering. So, but we've done enough of that suffering. We have to let go of the idea of lack in order to move into abundance. And then the Queen of Wands is gonna show up. She's the teacher. She's the one that brings compassion and love and joy and bring resolution. What we feel in our inner emotion, our hopes and fear, and those things will unfold throughout the next 3 months, is the Knight of Cup, the Knave of Cup. And the Knave of Cups is about unconditional love. It's about the ability to love without possessing. It's about being totally free to unfold that love without having to fear that we're going to lose it, or to rely on that abundance and flow. And the outcome is another queen. It's the Queen of Pentacles. It's really the card of abundance, of plenitude, of plenty. So there will be plenty that we're coming out of this cycle of lack and moving into a cycle of abundance. So it is essential, and we cannot wait for the world to be fully there. We already have to create the inner condition for ourselves to do that. Well, I hope this resonated with you. I'm going to talk. There is this myth, this story that's both in the Bible and the Quran, and probably in the Torah as well, that talks about the Garden of Eden, where we lost the state of grace when we ate from the fruits of the tree of good and evil. For at the beginning we were living from the tree of life, and everything was marvelous. But as soon as we believed in evil, we separated those two parts, and we believed in evil, we fall into the trap. And so it is really where the source of all suffering is to believe in evil, is the separation. So we want to return to eating from the tree of life, and know God can free us from suffering. There is nothing but the light of God that can free us from suffering. And so we must not believe in evil. We must not believe in darkness. As we let go of this belief, us and them, us against them, then they lose completely. Everything is all the dark energies are becoming deactivated. And so for belief is not truth. For what we express here is ideas, is belief. But the truth is far better, far higher, for something else. It's beyond ideas. Yet ideas are necessary to express means by which to reach that truth. And yet beliefs and ideas are part of the mental process when we want to. And when the truth can only be felt through the heart and revealed to us in a way that when we're ready to feel it. So we do want to call on the Christ. No, it's not a religious thing. We don't need to be religious, or no matter what religion. The Christ is the universal being. It is, you're talking about the inner Christ. And it is the power of God within. It can overcome all obstacle. It is more powerful than all obstacle. It is the manifestation, the personification of divine love and wisdom, and it is a bridge between man and God, the bridge between earth and heaven. He came down here to resolve these parameters, and he's been here. He's never left. Really, he's returned, but he's never left. So you want to call him. For his name is known as many names: Joshua, Jesus, Sananda, Christ Michael. But in essence, the Christ is the inner Christ is about unconditional love and forgiveness, and it's far more than just one individual. For it is the energy of the teacher. All the higher beings are Christed beings, and so we want to evolve into this Christed. And yet, this Master will come to assist us. He is really the truth and the life. Once you've seen him, you've seen God. You've seen the Father. And because this tree of life is like God is the root of that tree, and humanities are all those branches, and we're all part of the same tree, even if we belong to different branches. For the Christ will assist us to overcome, to go beyond the astral plane, the realm of dream, to achieve that paradise, that fifth dimensional and beyond realms. And but we have to be aware of false prophets, of false doctrines, of false teachers that are teaching, that are utilizing the Christ, but they say, but they're separating, they're using separation to use the Christ. He's divine and you're not. I know, but you don't. So listen to me. So there is a lot. It's not. I'm not blaming anybody, but in the Catholic Church there is a lot of that. It's like is that, and but you're nothing, you know. And it's like those who come from the Council of Nicaea in the 7th century, where they created this crime against humanity of the original sin to make humans. And the first Council of Nicaea, when they decide the Christ is no longer a man, is just divine, and so those things will come into alignment eventually. But in essence, everything that is not unifying is separating, and everything that's separating is not about not serving the truth and not serving the Christ. For the Christ is your true self. He is the bridge between you and God. For you do not need interpret or go between you and God, but he will be there to assist you. They will meet you halfway, so to speak. And so it is a powerful universal force. For we want to be helping and assisting others, not to solve their problem or to heal them, but to give them the means to heal themselves, to give them to bring them to the empowerment. And so everybody's got this power of unconditional love and forgiveness. For the Christ is the manifestation of that unconditional love and unconditional forgiveness and wisdom, and so he came down to manifest that, to bring this understanding together. And so do call on him, and he will respond for sure. He's always been a good friend. He's always been a good teacher, a good guide and advisor to me for many years. And so the paintings behind me is this I just finished. It's about the solar system, the 10 major celestial bodies of the solar system. It's part of the New Earth series with all the 10 major planets and their major moons. And this is a very complex painting about the Earth. But the Earth is like at the center of paradise. It's like an inner Earth that's been thrown in the center, been thrown on paradise with the 21 satellites of paradise, the 7 suns, the 1 billion worlds of the central universe. And on the outer plane, there is the 12 constellation with some of my astrology, with the home that leads to infinity, and the new Earth, the silver star, with the 0 point that leads to the empowered states, and the Ashtar command that's supervising the process. It's a painting of 2012-2014. And so I hope you'll enjoy this. You enjoy this message, and you will enjoy this day, this weekend, this week, this month, this summer that will unfold. I'm going to sing a song. It's a love song. It came through my mind from the 1960s. It's called Night in White Satin. Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I've always missed with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore. 'Cause I love you, yes I love you, oh I love you. Gazing at people, some hand in hand, just what I'm going through, they can't understand. Some try to tell me thoughts they cannot defend. Just what you want to be, you will be in the end. And I love you, yes I love you, I love you. Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I've always missed with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore. 'Cause I love you, yes I love you, I love you. Excuse me. So it's great. It's a song that say, well, love is more power. Des fois, it's so powerful. It can throw our whole reality out of whack. And like we no longer know what the truth is when love comes and hits us. And people cannot know what we're going through. It's impossible to understand what anyone is going through without walking in their shoes. But it's not possible. So you have to be understanding and try to understand yourself. And what we want to be, we will be at the end. At the end, whatever we've cultivated during this life will be at the end of our life. Well, I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.